FlossTube, this is Barb from Lost and Floss. Welcome to video 77. Today is July 27th, 2022, and I've got the natural woods behind me. I think it's going to be a glorious day out here. It's actually my sister's birthday. Happy birthday, Monica! Yeah, my sibling closest in age, who I shared a room with for many years. Mostly love, a few hate moments. But we won't go into that. But anyways, welcome back. This is my channel, primarily about cross stitch, and I've got some great finishes to show you today. Things that I am so proud to finally have done, and I think you're going to love them as much as I do. So, without further ado, let's get down to business. Yeah, it's been a while since I recorded last. Just busy with summer, lots of gardening, family events. We had the 4th of July in there. We're able to see Milwaukee has great fireworks down at the lakefront, and a friend of ours invited us to come and view them from his condo, which was excellent way to see them. And we from my employer, I can always have weekend night secure parking downtown, so that's always a plus as well. So that was a great night. Family get-togethers with our daughter and her in-laws at their lake house, which was fun. Just kayaking with some friends, some hiking. What else? I don't know. Our stitch group might meet up. Just lots of fun things. I was thrilled to have a number of people contact me for the Bathing Beauties chart. And, you know, it just goes to show that, you know, we have different tastes, and that's okay. And it is fun and whimsical, and I just love the comments that I received from people who wanted it. So I think it's great. Before you just toss a stitch, maybe try to find a home for it, because you just never know who will want it. And I have another one today that I'll be sending out to someone who wants it. Before I go any further, I wanted to talk about something that I mentioned last video, but I've got this stuff all over. It's gotten further push from my stitch group that I'm in, and we're going to be all starting a stitch, any chart you want, anything, doesn't matter, on Leanne's birthday, and use the hashtag Leanne's Legacy on Instagram. For those of you who would like to join us, all you have to do is pick out anything you want. I mean, it really does not matter. It doesn't have to be a large piece, just a small piece. Can be, you know, whatever. It's just a new start, and my whole thought is, as stitchers, just to keep a legacy for those that we've lost, and realize that our work lives long after we're gone, and have people remember that it's just a special craft, and people that you are kindred spirits with that also love this craft are never gone. They always remain in your heart. And so I've decided, and I think Linda from my stitch group is going to do this one as well. But from the Winds of Autumn book by Blackbird Design, I'm going to start the Mighty Acorn. And Leanne loved fall, So I know she would have loved this one. I know she would have been stitching it. And I think I'm going to use mostly called for colors. I haven't quite gotten that down yet. But I'm thinking of using some of this piece of Affogato by Fiber on a Whim. It's just a really, really pretty color neutral, and I can see all the autumny colors just popping on that. So I would like to have as many people join us as possible. You didn't have to been watching when Leanne and I were doing videos together. I mean, you can always go back and watch the early days. She was just, yeah, such a special person and a talent. Her stitching, her quilting, her decorating, I go on and on about it every time, but there's just no comparison to anyone. So I really hope that many of you will join me for that, and I hope to like maybe post pictures or maybe even a live feed that day. We're getting together at a library room, and we're gonna stitch and snack and just have a great day. So please join us if you can. So other things I've been working on, trying to get some of my little things done. I Collect by Brenda Gervais pin cushions. This one a lot of you have stitched. I've got the tomato done in the jar, so hopefully I'll get this done relatively soon. I do want to keep on that. And the stocking, which has to be done by the end of this month. Not the end of this month, the end of this year. What am I saying? But I've made good progress on it. I've even got some of the blades on the sleigh in, so I have to finish more on the top, but I just couldn't work on that blue anymore, so I kept going down, and I think I'm going to finish the bottom, and then I'll move back up to the top. But I see the end in sight, much more than I did earlier. And then, to finish out my series addiction, I'm working on Little House Needleworks Summer Band Sampler. And I have I saw someone finish the 4 of them this way, and I really, that's the reason I'm stitching them. I just want to, I want to be done with the series. So this is the 3rd of the 4, and I really changed a lot of my colors. More on Teresa Kogut American Primitives, but I'm going to be putting this one away till next year. I'm stitching this on Aztec Red instead of doing all the red fill-in. And I'm also eliminating half and quarter stitches and just doing full cross stitches. But I'm getting to a point where once Uncle Sam is done, I think I will feel like I want to keep on it. Beth in our stitching group was working on the 2022 Prairie Schooler Santa and posted a picture on Instagram, and I'm like, yeah, I gotta get mine out. So I did, and I hadn't realized how little I had done. I'm doing mine on 24 count Vintage Country Mocha, and I'm stitching 1/1. And so he's really tiny, but you can see he's Santa. And look, I mean, they're so cute in this size. And I want to, I think, eventually put them on a little tree. And so I didn't want like humongous ornament in my series. Prairie Schooler May, but this one I'm going to put away now too. And get out one of the other months I have started. Not starting any new months until I finish the couple I have started. But the main section is done, so that's always good. And it's cute with those little lambs. Happy morning, Plum Street Samplers. I think I have an error, and so I really need to look at this before I go any further. Because I don't want to get more of it done. And this was the kit from Country Sampler. Love the color. This is hog bristle. Really, really a pretty color. Kind of a goldeny green. This is another one I thought I'd get done this year, but I didn't. So I'm going to pack it up for now. It's from the Souvenirs of Summer book by Blackbird Design. And it's Summer Jubilee. And I'm using a lot of the called for colors. And yeah, I was really, I'm thrilled to have the flag done, but I'm getting in the mood more for some Christmas stitching. So even though it's July, well, that's like half a year away. So a gift someone in our stitchy group came to me with and said they were never going to finish it and wanted to make sure that some stitcher had this. And so I will send this to anyone in the United States. It is The Shores of Hawk Run Hollow Carriage House Samplings. And it's all the charts. It also includes a piece of kind of off-white, antique white maybe, linen that has, and a needle, which I parked at the top so it doesn't rust, but has, that's all that started. So basically you're starting from scratch, and all the DMCs. So, as I did with Bathing Beauties, and I was glad I did it this way, if you are interested, if you're 18, a subscriber, like the video, live in the United States, I'll be happy to mail this to you. Email me at lostinfloss2@gmail.com. That address is also in the show notes, the little drop down. Just include your address. That way, when I have a winner, I can contact you and I have that information right away. And just tell me, maybe just email me and tell me why you want to stitch this one. Maybe you live along the shore, or we're in the Navy. I don't know. any water related option, and we'll find it a good home. I think it's great if we can share things with others who would really want them. And you know, if you know you're not going to stitch something, why not give it to someone who definitely will? So that's my thought. So, I'll include the hashtag in the show notes, but I've been working on, this is the series that I've been concentrating on finishing up for 2022. And thanks to Anna of Stitch Roadies, and I'll also include that in the drop down, I've kind of recommitted to getting these done this year, even if they're maybe not fully finished. But Anna, I have June and July, so I did them on this fabric that I dyed myself. And when I saw how much I liked the color conversion I used for the July one, I thought, why not pick up those colors and use it for the June, so that maybe I could display these all in a little basket together. And so my plan is to use some of those same colors in this fabric for August. Now, as you can see, I'm not doing this as one piece, and you can see I really squished those together. But you know me, or maybe you don't, but I am notorious for making use of the most of my fabric, and what I'll probably do is fuse a piece of SF101 to the back of it before I even cut them apart, and then that way there'll be no fraying, and I'll have plenty to make it into a little pillow. Bloom Where You Are Planted by Brenda Gervais. I've seen so many pretty finishes of this one. And I used mostly called for colors, maybe a couple I didn't have. But I really like how this one turned out. I'm not sure if I'm going to try framing it. Originally I was thinking pillow all the way, but I might try framing it and then have like a little garden display area or something in a hallway or whatever. But I think it turned out really cute. And then I finished up one of my patriotic stitching. This is from the Plain and Fancy collection, Sampler Flag by Homespun Elegance. I'll make sure this is going the right way. And I just stitched this on a scrap. It's very simple, and I will probably finish this in October when I do FFO October. And yeah, so we'll get that one done as well. So this is what I'm just thrilled to have done and framed. And I felt like this was worthy of taking in and getting the correct size frame and just kind of what I had envisioned for it. Oh, I don't even know. It was winter because I remember we were outside, but Leanne and I started Baby It's Cold Outside sale. It was like the year after someone else had started one, and we were behind the curve and decided we wanted to stitch it too. Well, she got hers mostly done, and I lagged behind. And then it was shortly after she died. A couple other stitchers got together and did a major relaunch of the sale. And at that time, I started it and finally got it done. And so this piece really has a lot of special meaning for me. Baby It's Cold Outside. Heartstring Samplery, I believe. But this is my finish. And as Manny did, I put two little cardinals in there. One to symbolize me and one to symbolize Leanne. And I love this frame. I was looking at all sorts of different colors, but when this one came up, I'm like, yeah, that hits it on the nail on the head, or whatever the expression is. And I thought it really picked up the color of the, if you can see it, the color of the words just perfectly. So I'm just thrilled to have that done, and I cannot wait to have that hanging in my house. So one of these days I'm going to get some of these everyday things up, because I consider that something I could hang up year round. And then maybe I'll have that behind me. And then American Farmhouse. The first time, I've mentioned this many times, but the first time Leanne and I went to Country Sampler in Spring Green, Wisconsin, we saw this piece stitched up, and I just loved it. And so even though I was not a 36 count stitcher at the time, more like 28, I went for it, and just love this. And it took me a long time to get it done, but it is finally complete. And the woman who helped me pick out the frame, when she brought this one up, she mentioned that the little triangles kind of mimic the triangles in the quilt square. So I changed out the blue just because mine was really, really gray and I wanted it to have a little bit of blue. But I think the ones I started with gray in the basket of flowers, I just left in one of them. I thought, well, not every color is the same in nature. And I've said that before. So this one really will always have special meaning to me. I love it. I think other than that Blackbird chart, I'm going to start on the 24th. I forgot this one yet. Here's another whip. Monty Didana Flag of Liberty pillow. And this one, I should just finish it up because I'm really pretty far. I gave up when I gave her golden hair and it looks too yellow. It looks like she has a bad bleach job. So I think I'm going to rip that out and give her some more golden locks instead of yellow. Looks too cartoonish. But anyways, I'm hoping to not do a lot of fall stuff this year just because I have enough of it already. And so I'd like to concentrate on some of the everyday stitching I'm doing as well as some of the things I've already started. I don't know what I did with the cover of this, but I have just a tiny little start on Early Christmas Morning by Blackbird Design. And that's the one that goes in the drum, which I really like. So I'm going to continue on with that one. And I started these the Winter House Trios by Waxy Moon Designs. And I did it on too light a silver, so the white is not showing up. And at first I stitched the white with more aqua, and then I'm like, I don't really like that. So now I'm gonna change the roof at least to something more roofy, and then try to figure out what's gonna show up for the snow. And as you can see, I've got all sorts of stitching lines there, trying to see if anything pops enough. I've tried grays, I've tried iridescent, nothing's really floating my boat. So I'll figure it out one of these days and then get that done. I would just start over, but I already have the outline stitch for the other two, so that's kind of a problem. I have the tiniest start on All Joys for Thine. This is the second year start for Leanne's birthday. And I have just a tiny little start on the center motif. But I think once I get a few of these other things done, I will get back to working on this one as well. And I think this is just on Vintage Country Mocha. Frosty, I'm further than I thought. Frosty's Night Out by Blackbird Design. And it looks like I have a good start on Frosty. This is on 36 count. Picture This plus Valor. And this one, I think I'm going to stitch on it and see if it floats my boat. If not, Maybe I'll find a home for it. I got this at a Stitch rummage sale. Trick or Treat Cat by M Designs. I know, and I think what sold me is the fabric. It's Da Vinci. Picture This Plus, 36 count. I like that. And I have a good start on the cat, so I don't think I'm going to do all the border and whatever. Maybe I'll just do a little bit at the bottom, but he needs to either be done this year or I need to find him another home. So stay tuned. little time, couple months till Halloween. And then this is the next seasonal Prairie Schooler month that I think I'm going to pick up. It is February. And I think I don't think I'm going to do the second groundhog in the box. I think I'm going to do something else. But I have a nice little start on it. I've got the cabin. I love these. You know, many of us talk about Prairie Schooler being comfort stitching because it's kind of mindless and big blocks of colors. You can just keep on going along. Let's see, what else do I have? It's like Christmas in July. I wasn't really planning on it, but I went through, I've been reorganizing my sewing room, and that was a major undertaking. And it's still not 100%, but it's so much better. I really have a better system for the things that I use often. This is, anyways, so I went through my whips and pulled out what I think I'd be working on in the next couple months. Blackberry Lane Designs gingerbread mittens. And I'm doing this on it's really bright. It's 28 count Phoenix cashel, and looks like it is bright, but I've got the outline in, so I'd like to get at least one of these done this year. I think that's appropriate, and I might gift this to my granddaughter because I try to give her like gingerbready, I don't know, like candy type an ornament every year. So that might have her name on it. And then I'm finally ready to start on this one. Not really start on it, but finish it. It is Christmas Garden from the Home from the Holidays Blackbird Design book. And Leanne bought this chart in the fabric when we went to StitchCon. She bought it at Keepsakes, or Treasures as I called it. Kept getting it wrong. But so she really has the bottom half done. She has the total border done, which pleases me to no end because it actually is done and it matches. So I have to fill in the berries. But basically it'll be like a half and half stitch, and I have the top one to do. So I would definitely like to get this one done. I love the color. She chose a different red. I remember her getting Calico Kitty and not liking that. So the colors she chose are spot on with what I would use. So I definitely want to get this done. So we'll see with the stocking needing to be done for sure. We'll see if I can get that done this year. If not, it'll be next year. My glorious day turned into a rainy day for a while, but the sun came back out now, and the weather is nice. We're expecting our company shortly, so I'll probably go back inside. But I'm also going to put a clip at the end of some of my saved from the trash items. So if you're interested in that, please stay tuned and take a look. And other than that, just the usual, spending time. Got to watch the grandkids quite a bit. The little guy, this was pretty funny. The one night, or I guess it was afternoon, I put him down for a nap, and he's got the little intercom in his bedroom. And so I came back downstairs, and my husband and the 4-year-old are playing a game, and all of a sudden we hear this loud voice singing, "Who let the dogs out? Woof, woof, woof." And it was the little guy, too, up in his bedroom, singing himself to sleep. So we all thought that was pretty funny. And my daughter was like, I don't even know how he knows that song. So that was, there's always something funny going on with those kids. But, yeah, so I hope some of you start thinking about joining in Leanne's Legacy on Instagram, and check for the hashtag. And even if you're not on Instagram, if you want to send a picture of your start to me at FlossTube, the number 2, at gmail.com, I'll be happy to include you as well. My goal is to, get a nice number. I don't anticipate there's going to be thousands, but I think it would be a nice tribute, and maybe it'll be something we'll repeat again. I know there's other friends that have lost special stitchy friends, and but I'll let them talk about that themselves. So I hope you're all enjoying, like Wisconsin in summer can be glorious. The mosquitoes are not bad, and we've had a number of little rainfalls to keep it green, and we were just out in the woods scoping out for blueberries from my childhood. Ooh, my one hand is getting sore. Oh, let's go like this. As a child coming up here, my grandma was always big into blueberries, and she was a riot. She was just lots of fun. In fact, as a child, I remember she found a really good berry patch, and it's time to go home for lunch, and she didn't want to not know where it was. And she didn't have anything other than her main clothes to mark where it was on the trail. So she took her off and tied it around the tree. And of course, as a child, we were all scandalized that my grandma could do that. But she was a prankster, and just lots of fun, lots of good memories up here. So it's an honor for us to be in the same woods. This place has been in, I guess we're 3rd generation now, and hopefully we'll have a 4th who wants it someday, because it's been 66 years in my family, so it's a pretty special thing, a special place. Well, I don't know how I got off on that, because not stitching related at all, but yeah, I've kind of been like, where's Waldo? My friend Colette said, especially the last video, I was popping up all over the place, but that's kind of how I have to be lately. It's just wherever I can get a few minutes in is how I'll do it. But I guess if you have any questions for me, just feel free to shoot me an email. I'm always happy to try to track down flosses that I used or fabrics. So yeah, I guess that's about all I have for you today. So I'm going to go back inside and maybe try to get a couple stitches in before our company arrives. I was cleaning a lot this morning and have, fresh sheets on in the bedroom and bathroom clean. So it's always feels good when everything's all spruced up. And did a lot of yard work the last couple days. I got like hornet sting. The thing was nasty and it's like itching and swollen, but I'm hoping we're one day in, so I'm hoping that as time goes on, it'll stop itching. But I think this year I got stung twice so far, once here, once at home, and my husband as well. And I don't know, maybe we're paying for the nice weather and no other bugs. But yeah, so well, we'll see you soon. Please like, subscribe, because you just never know when I'm going to be there. And it's always nice to have the bell rung, right? So take care. Continue to fill the world with love. Bye-bye. I've forgotten to show some of my treasures that I've picked up probably in the last month or two. And so it's, 3:45 a.m. and there's storms going on, which woke me up. So I decided to just get up instead of laying in bed trying to fall back asleep and record this stuff that I've been wanting to show for quite a while. So I found for $1 a nice quantity of all overdyed flosses. A lot of them have quite a bit on it, and most of the colors are something that I would use. So that was an exciting find. This one's even better. These are all silks. I don't know, some of them aren't sorted, but I will definitely use these. All kind of monochromatic, other than that berry color in there, but really pretty. And then, you can never use... I'm sorry, like I haven't been doing too much talking yet, but you can always use little buttons. And then this little tray, I thought was a great find. I don't know how much I paid for this, but I can just see it with a little pin cushion in there. Might have to do a little touch up or further distress. And then we have a nice frame. It's always great to pick up the square ones when you see them. And this bicentennial saved from the trash. I might end up painting the frame, but I love the fact, I think it's getting a glare. 1976 was my high school graduation year, and it was such a big deal to be the bicentennial. I mean, we just thought we were so lucky. Oh, I'm really getting a glare. So lucky back then. And so when I saw this, I thought, oh, it's a needlepoint, I believe, but with a different frame color, or maybe I'll just leave it, set it in the background of my patriotic decor. But I love that I can give it a good home. And I mean, it's been in there for a while. $3 at Goodwill. And then this frame, I think it's plasticky, but I can visualize it with either some patriotic or Valentine's or Christmas in it, or maybe even every day. It's a nice frame. And then these I debated on. I was only going to take one. Oops, getting quite the shine there. I was only going to take one. And oh, these are quite the pictures. But then I thought in the end, I decided to just take them both. And these are older frames. I like that look in a seasonal display. And at the store, they had like some things sitting on this. So it's always nice to be able to bring some height to your displays. And this battle-worn bottle of tacky glue, $1, and I can tell I can shake it, and so I can always end up pouring it into one of my good bottles once I finish one up. And some little cheap scissors if I just want to leave one in a project. And then I found some seam binding that I can use for finishing. Oh, it goes this way. Nice little rectangular frame. I mean, chances are I probably would paint this, but it has some nice detail in it, which I always like, because then, you know, you can antique it or whatever, and color stays in the recessed areas. So that's the end of my purchases. Hope you enjoyed.